Yogesh, I've been rather lucky in this area in a very weird way, actually.
Okay.
From the very starting time, I have had interest in rather arcane and obscure things.
Okay.
Definitely, programming is not one of those. Choosing programming as a career in 2000s, 2010s, 2020s, and such times in India, like it is as vanilla as it gets. So it might come off as a, you know, kind of not quite aligned with the thing when I say this thing that I have a lot of interest in very arcane and obscure things. Anyway, so continuing this line of thought, I at this point of time I am in my company due to me having interest in arcane and obscure.
Hmm.
Uh, with my regular work, which basically was run of the mill software engineering, back and front end cloud, this, that, nothing interesting there. With this thing, I was actually into intelligent machine systems before machine learning was a thing.
Okay.
So machine learning actually became a thing at around late 2013 when some guy named Alex, I believe his last name was Petrov or Gorbachev. I don't remember. The guy was an Eastern European person, probably of Russian descent. So there
Hmm.
used to be a competition held every year in which people used to come from every corner of the world and they used to compete in designing a piece of software which would be good at face recognition. We do have a lot of software which can
Right.
do really good facial recognition even without AI. So we're talking about 2013, 2012 in those areas. Now here's a very important thing. So this guy Alex, he won the competition at in 2013. I mean, it could have been 2012 as well because I remember reading this in blogs. Anyway, around 2012, 2013, this guy wins the competition out there. And the software which he wrote for winning this competition was very, very interesting. That software actually, you could say, was the first large scale implementation of neural networks to win any competition out there in a very serious sense. Now, you will be surprised to know that the theory of neural networks has been around since late 1960s, actually, in academia.
Hmm.
And one of the downside of this theory back in the day was the practical applicability, because, of course, we did not have that level of compute. So a lot of
Right.
work was going on into this area, but not definitely not at this pace, the way we are seeing it as of now. Anyway, so I have been interested in neural networks since very, very early days. In fact, in our college, one of the projects which I made in summer with the help of my professor out there was actually a facial recognition in C++ using OpenGL and facial data, some geometric structures out there. There are some other algorithms we were butting our heads onto that. Anyway, but everything changed when this guy Alex, he demonstrated that you could use neural network, kind of forgotten piece of software architecture out there, and you can solve real world problems. It, 2014, it became kind of mainstream. Rest is history. Now, since I
Okay.
had interest in this thing, I had a very strong, you could say, foundation because of this thing since 2014. Now, this is, we are talking about even before my graduation. And when I continued to work in my company, once things settled down, like finances got good and you have job security and all of those things, I started to look into this thing. So I have had long experience with it. All of that thing came into very handy when at certain point of time, I was actually able to do something really good with the document with information extraction from documents. So
Hmm.
looking at it from this perspective, I believe now you can understand that we are working with an AI system as of now, which again is working in the area of documents information extraction. And
Right.
very obviously at this point of time, we are using large language models, LLMs.
Hmm.
LLMs are all the rage at this point of time in machine learning. I mean, diffusion models and large language models, they are all the rage at this point of time. And for a very good reason. So I've been working on this thing, and that's why this actually becomes very interesting, very exciting for me. Not for all of the usual reasons, but because of that, I would say childlike joy that I told you so, this would be good.